Beyond Canon, in the Alternian justice system, there is no such thing as a defense attorney or defense. Where did you go on the night of 2 days ago from whatever day it is today? The silent treatment again, huh? Your Honor, permission to treat the witness as both mysterious and hostile. Her Honorable Trezzy, permission granted. Proceed. Lacellator. Lacellator. Proceed. The night of the crime, you were in my cave, were you not? Accused. Dodge the question. Trezzy the accused. I don't see why that's HHT. Grow tired of these shenanigans. Answer the question. So what if I was? I had every right to be there. You heard her. She had every right to be there. And why wouldn't she? But having rights is a hungry business, isn't it? I suppose it is. One could hardly blame you if you were feeling a little peckish, a smidged famish, just a bit ravenous. Well, yes, I was hungry. So what? How hungry? What? How hungry would you say you were? I don't know. Pretty hungry. Hungry enough. Lacellate. Lacellator. Accuse. To eat a horse? Terezi's weird horse-shaped bug snacks. This is stupid. Let's try something else. The Deltrus nights are an unforgiving mistress, and the days aren't much better. Fighting luck, you'd find yourself on the blunt end of a sharp cane. But Lady Luck has left the building after running up a tab she couldn't pay. And brother, I'm here to collect. No, this isn't right either. It's been a while since we last talked. A lot has happened. Most of it sucked. I know how it looks. You'd be a little stir crazy too if the only people around were the two most insufferable people in the universe. I thought I was having fun at first. It was kind of interesting being a part of something bigger than myself. Or maybe that's something I said to distract myself from what I had to do. Which is still unclear to me about at this point. Some seer I turned out to be. I can still I can tell what I need to be doing, but not exactly where it's leading. I used to love investigating this sort of thing, navigating the limitations of my power. But that, not that it isn't fun anymore. I just think I'm in a rut. I'm supposed to be an impartial judge for this insanely unethical contest of theirs, a role I probably would have been stoked about before everything went wrong. Maybe wrong isn't the right word. Everything has just spiraled completely out of control. They want to pit their species against each other in a new session of Scrub or Spur, whatever. Glurb of Portent's most grim. Glurb. All right. Disgusting. Ah, I have had it of all these wretched little creatures. Lalonde just leaves them wherever when she's done with them. You would not believe the nonsense I have to endure on the daily. I used to love nonsense. I used to love. I'm going to need to interrupt you for a moment. Timeos testified began pestering Gallo Calibrator. You're laying in the dirt again. After all that time we spent alchemizing all those fun little costumes for you, looks like you aren't answering me, which I'm fine with. This is only a formality. I'm going to send you the finalized version of my species. As the impartial judge, it's only fair that you're afforded a preview of the winning team. I could easily forego the permission settings of your device, but as a token of good faith, I've decided not to. Let's see, sent the file satyr final2.bro. What the fuck is a dot bro file? I've already installed the appropriate observation app on your device to save us both time. I've also set you up with an admin access to the session's terminal. You're welcome for that, by the way. I see. Do you? Tastes like horse shit. Well, they are satyr. I heard that. Oh my god, I don't care. I can smell what you smell, taste what you taste. Nothing you do is unknown to me, really. Speaking of, if you think I'm not wise to your subtle little scheme, think again. Wow, King, you are so powerful. How did he taste? Pretty bland. Oh, then how about you're wearing the more sensible outfit I alchemized for you? That tastes like victory. Not because you made it for me. I liked my old outfit fine. I liked the colors. Honestly, I thought this was a joke. Eventually, the outfit pile just keeps getting smaller until finally, joke's over. You looked like shit. A truly bold statement for someone currently dressed like a little lad with an anime cape. I'm not dressed like a little lad. You are dressed like a little lad who loves berries and cream, but still finds time in his packed schedule to shop at the mall. Oh, I do love my berries and cream, Desune. That's you. That's what you sound like right now, I bet. How would you know what I'm wearing right now? Maybe I'm posted up in a tank top and jeans. That would be pretty classic. You wear your precious little maroon carrot lording outfit basically every day. I know this to be true. It's the only fun thing about you anymore. I don't have the time to tell you how wrong you are about this, but I will. I guess time is more your brother's thing, isn't it? I wonder what he's doing right now. Just have to keep wondering for some time. Though her strength as a seer is commendable, her unascended limitations won't allow her to. Boring. Stop that. Tell me. She'll have to keep wondering for some time. Though her strength as a seer is commendable, her unascended limitations won't allow her to. Boring. Stop that. Tell me. No. Tell me. Nah. You don't actually know, do you? You can't see them, can you? Of course I can see them. Then tell me, Big Shot. I don't need to do that. Tell me, 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 tell me. Oh, did you see that? Nobody writes my story but me. And this time I'll get it right. Meanwhile, Re-Dead. She's just so cute. uh, I wonder if this is like a weekly affair they have to go through where just Jade just keeps dying and she's like, all right, who do we get this time? Which personality is it this time? John, investigate noise. Following Roxy's instructions, you proceed in the direction of the noise to go and meet up with your old friends. You approach where you thought you heard them, but to your surprise, you hear an unfamiliar voice grumbling something incoherent. Rose? Jade? Kanaya? Solix? Wait a minute, you're not Rose. Incredible powers of deduction. I'm not Rose. Get out. What are you doing here? Bro, he lives here. Eating a sandwich. No, I mean, what are you doing here in the meteor? I live here. It's like I'm fated to wind up back at this idiotic rock every couple of sweeps. I I'm sorry. Real mess you've made of things out there. Yeah, well, we're trying to fix that now, which is why I need to find my friends. Kind of fucked up you guys let this happen to begin with. So, anyway, on the topic of you living here, does Roxy know about this? Why wouldn't she? Uh, um, how do you know her? Who do you think hooked me up with these sick ass shades and gave me all these ape games? Okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Are you guys close? Who? Me and Roxy? I guess. We squat up a couple times a week. Why do you care? You worried I'm moving in on your ex? Hmm. Hmm. What is going on here? Sorry, I had an answer, but then I started actually considering it. Am I jealous? Huh. If I tell you straight up, no, we aren't hooking up, will you stop? Maybe? God damn it. Listen, coming from someone who has shared breathing space with you only on occasion, it's obvious to me you're not supposed to be the thinking guy. We've met before? Pirate ship, double eye patches, girlfriend ascension. Double eye patches! I remember you now. You were at Mystery Jade's funeral too. Sure. Sorry for not recognizing you. The eye patches are pretty distracting. Like every time I see them, I have to stop and think, wow, that looks really, really stupid. Yeah. Are you still hanging out with that creepy alive girl? No, on a spiritual level. Cool. Is she also dating Roxy? What? I don't know. I don't make it my business to keep tabs on that. I'm busy. You're gaming. I'm fucking gaming. Speaking of which, so what were you guys up to before this? The fuck? Is there a prerogative here? Are you spades baiting me right now? Honestly, I don't know what that means. I suppose, how do I say this? Contextually, I always find myself going to a lot of places and meeting all these people, but most of it never matters to me until I'm not doing anything at all. Last time that happened, it was for 10 years. And it only changed because I started talking to people again. I did this myself. Why did I ask? I guess in gamer terms, it's the same as screwing yourself over by not checking every non playable character's dialogue box. Any one of them could have had the clues you need. So, come on. Come on. Die. Don't be like that, dude. I promise, no more questions after this. Do you not want to because it just isn't important? Excuse me? My vesical digits get more important shit done on Wednesday nights than your ill-dressed body has done your entire life cycle. But I'm not going to go into all of that because I don't know you, and two, I do not respect you. It will only make you feel bad anyways. Why would it make me feel bad? I can smell it on you, man. You stink. I stink? Yeah. You smell like a guy who's never had any bitches. What? I have a son. I have a house full of pictures of him. That is physical proof I have had bitches, thank you. As someone who has been friends with every woman you are attempting to categorize into this, I can assure you, they were not your bitches. You were theirs. I I was I was the bitches? This was the missing puzzle piece Roxy's ex. Your arc is over. You can go home now. My home burned down. Sad. You know what is tragic though? I have not been able to play this game the whole time because someone was talking over the sound. Oh, sorry. Words don't mean much, only actions. Well, I suppose I left the Vriskas waiting long enough. See you eye patches, not wearing them. Or not, who knows? Wait, hmm? Change my game for me? Be Vrissy. You are now Vrissy. You are locked in a deserted jail cell, completely alone with Vriska. Aside from that, there is nothing at all in your cell, useful or yada yada. Vriska the Elder has decided to take it upon herself to test if you measure up to the arduous task of being a Vriska. For your first test, find a way to bust out of this dump. What will you do? Vrissy, call for help. Failed already. You're pretty sure that'd be an automatic fail on Vriska's test, but even if it wasn't, it isn't like you could message anyone. Not anyone worth talking to anyway. There's no service in here. The only bars you get are the ones on the windows. Vrissy, get key. It's not a real key. Vriska drew this shitty key on the floor just in case you need a reminder what you should be working towards. As if you would know somehow. As if you would somehow forget you're locked in a fucking jail cell. Vrissy, try the door. You fruitlessly pull on the bars. Vriska says it looks like it's still locked. Yeah? No shit, you tell her. You're just trying to see if you can get a guard's attention. She says, ooh, that's a good idea. Vrissy, get a guard's attention. You yell some colorful words at the sole guard on duty in an attempt to get his attention. Unfortunately, he has headphones on and cannot hear you. Seems like a hopeless situation. Maybe you should use some of your sick, nasty brain exploitables on this jabroni. Vrissy, use your sick, nasty brain exploitables. You apply the focused totality of your psychic power into this douchebag's cranium. Frustratingly, it looks like this guy is resisting your psychic enthrallment so he can get at that donut. Other than occasionally making Tavros dance when he's being boring, you honestly don't do this much. Your mom was always like, you need to listen to me, Vriska. It's important to keep these skills honed in case shit gets real. But shit so rarely, if ever, gets real, so mom should get off your case. Until now, you guess. Wow, do you hate realizing your mom was right about shit? Anyways, lay off the fucking donuts and get over here, asshole. Hell yeah. Vriska's exit the cell. Damn, that felt good. After locking the guard, you turn to Vriska and ask her what's next. Vriska says that now it's time to fuck some shit up. You like the sound of that. You ask her if there's any specific shit or place she wants to go fuck up. She says you'll just walk around until you land somewhere cool. You both laugh. You ask her what her real plan is. She keeps laughing as she walks away. Okay, that's a lot of goons. You suggest to Vriska that you should go the other direction. Vriska says, nah, this is definitely where we want to be. She says between the two of you, you've probably got enough luck to take this whole place off the map if you really wanted. You ask her what the fuck she means by that. She says, you know, like with your thief of light powers, you tell her you don't have anything like that. She says, huh, weird. Vriska says that's perfectly fine, as she always prefers a challenge. Vriska Sirkat, the daring thief of light, and her imitation kid Vriska sidekick against countless foes. Marquise Spinneret Mind Fang leading her neophyte blue hair. It's a tale for the. Wait, what? Hold the fuck up. You ask her what she means, imitation. Vriska says to not let it get to you, but she's pretty much figured out that this whole timeline is phony, inauthentic, fake, bogus even. She says it's somehow the off-brand equivalent of a universe, and she really hopes you kept the receipt. You sure that both you and this timeline are in fact real as shit. She doesn't seem convinced. She says it's mostly from the little things she's noticed. You ask like what? She's only been on this planet for like a day and a half. She gestures vaguely and tells you to give her a boost so she can reach that ventilation shaft. You tell Vriska you think you want to do your own thing, actually. Vriska says, now that's sounds like some shit. That sounds like some shit a real Vriska would say. You roll your eyes and start to leave when Vriska calls out to ask if you're going about wishing her good luck. As you start to wish her luck, she cuts you off and tells you to keep it, as she already has all the luck she needs. You say, okay, dude. Vrissy, do your own thing. Don't discuss troop movements, skip sailings, war equipment. Vrissy, check your messages. Typical Harry can't go 5 minutes without pestering you over something. You tell him to calm his tits and agree to meet up with him. Be Vriska. You are now Vriska. Vriska. Snoop. And that brings us to the final and most important part of this briefing. We've just received information that our surveillance division, that POI John Egbert was just in contact with POIs Calliope and Roxy Lalonde. This is regrettable, but it confirms one of our worst suspicions. From the conversations recovered from Egbert's phone, we've learned that Roxy has been conspiring alongside the rebels for months now, operating a lab deep within the ruins of the Troll Memorial Meteor. She and her co-conspirators, Calliope, are preparing some kind of superwoman they've dubbed the Plot Points, heretofore referred to as the Points. Though the Troll Meteor is situated halfway across the globe from the Londe residence, we've uncovered that she secretly makes her way to and from the lab via illegal transportalizer technology hidden in her home. We will shortly be charting a course for our fleet to the meteor in preparation for what very well may be our final battle against the flagtitious rebels. They intended for this weapon to be operated or piloted by one of our recently captured Vrishkas, though the first is more of a nuisance than a threat. The other is an unpredictably dangerous, reckless antagonist. It goes without saying that keeping these volatile, voracious vixens under lock and key is of utmost importance. I've received word that we have our top men on the job, so we can rest easy knowing we won't have to worry about that. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the point. Jake, eavesdrop. Egads, what a despicable plan, devised by a devilish dame with a dastardly disposition, the wretched wiles of a wayward woman with a penchant for the wicked. Hullabaloo most hideous and heinous, herring out by, no, enough. This is some real villain shit, and you won't stand for it. Sir, you've been complacent a few times, maybe you've kept quiet every now and then, when shit got a little bit spicy, but this is something different. You can forgive a little bit of spousal roughhousery and xenophobia, but you draw the line at endangering the lives of your friends, your son. In these delicate times, she's bringing a spark to a gunpowder fight. This is a perfect phrase, and you might write that down for later. Someone's really got to do something, and that someone's got to be you. It is imperative that you convey the urgency of this matter to the appropriate parties. It's risky, but you don't have the luxury of lollygagging around. Protocol be damned. Under no circumstances can you allow her to get to the point. Did you get all that? Recipient unclear. What was the chum one over? We don't have time for this. We don't got time for this. Who over? Consarn it. We don't have time for this. Big kahuna. We don't have time for this. Big kahuna what? Over. We don't have time for this. Big kahuna. Over. Okay, yeah, we got all that. You didn't say over. Over. Because she's fucking with you. Yeah, that shit is a real pain in the fins to be doing through a whole conversation, Lamau. Oh, good grief. She's got us in the soup. We need to focus. Is Finn's ass? Fuck me blind. Obviously, it's ass. Are you talking to some? No. All right, damn, but for real, why are you calling me to sell me what I already know? You know, we caught a whole fish, Tim. Sakes, sakes alive? This is a matter of dire importance. Where's Roxy? She needs to know about this. Oh, she ain't here. Shit, Sergeant. Can you add her to the group crab? Group crab. God damn, that's good. I just been calling him preference calls. Anyway, she doesn't answer if it's from me. Still mad about what happened at Barry Anderson's Wriggling Day party, I bet. Whole party was based on some old ass human movie. How was I supposed to know the floats were for the kids? Mina, wait. Later, I found out one of the floats guys' names was literally Pierce something. It's like something we were asking for. Mina! It's been sweeps. Let it go. Mina. Jane's legions of goons is letting her to blast your sweetheart's back door. Ew. Man, as dire as this situation is, you really can't deny that it is quite the thrill to use these little spy gadgets, doohickeys, kind of like Agent J and Men in Black when he actually hold that thought. Focus, Jake. You're on a mission for God's sake. There's no time for fanciful dilly-dallying. Doing your damn best to refrain from fondly regarding classic alien invasion slash secret spy movies. You urgently pull up Roxy's contact and add her to the call. Jakey, eggs and bakey. Tally ho, bitch. Oh, hell no. And is the little skull monster swimwear in the back there? Hi, skull monster. I know you know their name. Mamma Mia rocks. I don't know what the argry bargry is between the two of you, but you've got to start picking up your phone. Wait. Fuck Mamma Mia. That was it. I forgot the name of the shit until just now. Jake Kingfish here was just talking about how you're still mad at me about that party. Oh my god, don't start this shit again. I just think you're being a little juvenile about how it all went down. Oh, you think so? Roxy, this is important. Jane's ready to send you to Abraham's bosom over this plot point help hoopla. What? She knows? Your shit's been compromised. You probably got goons surrounding your whole operation, watching every move. Could be me. You know, I can deal with the underlings no problem. But if it comes to it, can you deal with the batter bitch 2.0 herself? What will you do when you and everyone you know are collateral damage in her wake? I what? Suddenly you're not too busy playing house and being indecisive to care about the rest of the world's problems? Janie can't be that far gone, right? Jane's been that far gone for a dog's age. If we let her get to the point, it'll be currents for everything the revolution has been working towards. What does she even want with it? I don't know, but hypothetically speaking, if I was posted up in my big mean bitch pants, just getting my Empress on, and you told me insurgents were trying to shore up on some kind of mythical skiing artifact, I'd swipe that shit for myself. And then say it was all my idea in the first place so nobody could argue against kissing my ass forever. So just as fondly warning figure, trout, whatever, sea beef, you got off me internally. Sea beef? Dude, these are barely even puns anymore. Otherwise, we all drown together. I really hope it doesn't come to that. You can hope all you want. But no matter what, whoever takes credit for this comes out on top. And sometimes living isn't enough. People like your Janie have to win. Ah, fuck. Jay, where are you? I've been doing war calls all morning and you were supposed to be my water boy. Yet nowhere are you to be found. I'm left in a stalemate with the possibly poisoned cup on my desk. I'm parched, Jake, and it's faffing up my fucking schedule. We are mobilizing you, boo boo. This whole pointless conflict could be over and done with this time tomorrow, and how we handle ourselves these next few hours will decide everything. But here I am, chapped up and dried out. The camera crew meandering around with their thumbs up their asses, crew for crucial information going unreported. And who are we waiting on? Man of action, Jake fucking English. Bimp. You are now fuck. You are now Vriska. I like how shaken she is because she wasn't ready to like. It's like I fucked up. I was not ready to fuck up, but I better strike a pose in case shit gets real or anyone is watching. Friska! Well, well, well. Looks like Bingo let out early. Oh man, I found you just in time. I need you to come back with me at. Wait, how are you already free? Why are you covered in leaves? Leaves. Were you supposed to be in clutches of Jane or something? John, do you really think I would need you to bust me out of some rinky dink operation like this? Escaping some cushy human prison is grub's play to me. They even tried to torture us. Even my protege managed to free herself of this sad excuse of a facility. Oh, wait, Rosa Kid was with you here? That's what I said. Try and keep up, Crypt Keeper. Oh, okay, well, if you would stop shaking your head and look at me, you know I'm rolling my eyes so hard right now. Anyway, where do I begin? Okay, so Roxy has a secret lair that's for some reason hidden underneath our old bed. The world is gonna fall apart. What else? Oh, there's this thing called the plot point. Yeah, I know. You know? Yes, I know. Oh, what else do you know already? John, focus. I can't have you holding me back just because you're slow and old now. Oh, ease up, Egbert. Okay, fine. Wait, hold up. Back up. Mercy's gone. You are really getting caught up in the minutiae, aren't you? Please don't tell me you guys are trying to escape through a tunnel crossing a water pipe and she sacrificed herself by seeing the water pipe closed from the outside, giving you the chance to escape. What the hell are you talking about? No, you know what? Don't answer that. It's from a show. John, she's a Vrishka. She can handle herself. I'm sure she can take anything this fake ass timeline can throw at her. What? Fake? What do you mean? This universe? It's fake. Fakey, fake, fake. You can say fake as many times as you want. I still don't know what you mean. Holy, I just, I just saw something. We have not seen John in the other timeline at all. Did he die in the meat books? Yeah, no, I just realized that. We have not seen John once. We have not seen Jake either. Like, there's a few characters we've not seen. So, what's up with them right now, then? Like, who the fuck is Yiffany? Why should I or anyone care? Oh, this whole universe is like someone's shitty RP and everyone's out of character. None of this reads. Like, who the fuck is Yiffany? Why should I? Is this also their solution? Because I don't like the idea of meat being more canon, but it also I think meat I think right now they're just gonna say, oh hey, like Candy's shitty RP, but so is meat though. I don't really get it either, but I had this long talk of Roxy and that feels relevant to this. Yuck, don't even want to think about that whole mess. What were you two even thinking with that, by the way? What was setting sail in that dingy schooner of a relationship even going to accomplish? Don't call my marriage a dingy schooner. It was a completely reasonable sized ship. We had our reasons. I am pretty sure. Yeah, you sound super sure about all this. Making up problems to have problems. So lame. It does sound kind of bad, but that doesn't mean it's fake. Come on. Do you honestly think I spent all that time commanding a kick-ass ghost army to not know a happily doomed little world when I see one? I can practically smell it on you. Hey, not this again. I smell completely normal. My order is well within real John standards. Thank you very much. That exactly is what I'm talking about. Nobody real would say that. You're like a sadder, less interesting version of a guy I kind of like talking to. When was the last time you did anything? I get around. I've been talking to people. I just talked to a new guy on the way. Snore. What happened to the guy that punched me in the face? That guy's right here. He's still me. Okay, wait. That makes me sound way too proud of myself. It was like the best thing you've ever done. It was not. You're just weird. Anyway, what I'm saying is, this is just how it's been for a while. Surely you can see that's a problem. Be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Uh, it is true though. Everything did feel pretty pointless for a while, and it would bother me so much when I was living by myself. I considered where to go next, except there was no next. Nothing was worth trying for anymore. But Harry is. He's real, as real as a guy can get. Stuck here. What? Like he can be magically more real? Load him up in some silly circus can and blast him out of the Mirrorverse? Actually, you might think this is kind of funny. A long time ago, I was supposed to go back and tweet, Snore, your ecto-human guardian sibling or whatever is probably sending a squad of bozos to apprehend your ex as we speak. So I say the less we talk and the sooner we blow this grubsicle stand, the sooner we can get there before we lose access to our shortcut. Yeah, when you spell it out like that, I can see what you... Wait, what? Why did you just say that earlier? John, that's what I've been trying to do this whole time. Now come on, race you there. Thanks for playing. Hey, that's not fair. Last one there is Ron Egbert. Months ago, but not many. Are we actually at... I think we're nearing the end of this world's lifespan, actually. All right. BJ. That's not happening anytime soon, pal. B. Jade. Kind of hate the handling of Jade because it feels like because she's potentially the most overpowered thing, they had to do this to her. So we can't be this. So it seems like we're not going back to this Jade for a long time then. You attempt to be Jade, but you can't be Jade right now. Unbelievable. What? You were pretty sure that it was very clear you were unable to be any iteration of Jade at the moment. Maybe try a different corpse entirely. There's probably one body you can turn your back on for a while. Unacceptable. Be Jade. Lady, we just went over this. Cease this nonsense. You are now Jade. Aradia? You good? Nuh-uh. Oh, great. Now we get to have both of them meet each other. You see yourself across a vast expanse of space, fathoming its vast vastness and fathoming space's vastness, fathoming, of course, being basically your oldest and only hobby. You see yourself across a vast expanse of space, fathoming its vast vastness. Yes, you usually find yourself fathoming. Usually, however, you can't seem to seize control of space you're in. Probably has something to do with being forced out of one of your host bodies. How interesting. You say to the charming shrub across the universe, quite curious. The devilish rogue responds, this sort of conversation with yourself would normally be completely absurd and entirely unfathomable. Unfathomable indeed. Take a beat. That's better. It is important to remember to take a deep breath and regroup every now and then. Center yourself. Everything in its proper place. There's this little thing called decorum, folks. Oh my gosh. These fucking gremlins. That was fun, but what do we do here? I'll still be fine. I don't think we need to do anything. Should we put a blanket over her or something? I'm just spitballing here. Megiddo, trust the process. I think she looks nice like this. Okay, Dr. Ghost is very helpful. helpful. You know, if you're really concerned, you could just pop forward a few weeks and take a little look. You go, damn well, I'm not going to do that. Aside from the fact we established I don't need to on account of knowing everything I'm going to do already. Wow, so fascinating. I know she'll be fine, and you'll use this as an opportunity to try and get me to talk about fate and feelings. To be fair, this was typical teen Jade behavior. Ani should have done a little more research into that host body. That is completely normal human sentence that a really, really well-adjusted person would say. Out of your goddamn mind if you think I'll allow myself to be lectured about normal senses by the Queen of Bones herself. Oh my god. Aradia just is, she's just the best. Imagine having control of the cosmos and still getting knocked the fuck out by a cup of celestial seasoning, sleepy time herbal tea. I could be in all places at once and have some sort of fucked up fanfic powers, but also I'm trying to get my nap on. Uh-oh, it's bedtime. She has the ultimate freedom of being the storytime pharaoh, but she forgets lights out at 1:08. Wow, Cherub Curfew really doesn't play around. I love the census they give Aradia. She is just so much fun. You describe what she has. You describe what she has as ultimate freedom. Do you feel? I'm not. I'm not going to let you play therapy on me. Oh, that's cool. And how does that make you feel, Dave? Oh my gosh. You described what she has as ultimate freedom. Do you feel trapped? I thought I was hanging out with the ultimate Dave. Here it goes. I didn't scream it at you, but yeah, she's a muse, right? Isn't that the strongest class, or you know what it's actually been processing, processing, processing? A really long time since I necessarily felt surprised by Skia's alpha timeline. Once Commander in Chief tells you to become a robot and you start experiencing every point in your timeline simultaneously, it all kind of blurs together. Even if I got in the robot, even if I got all these crazy petaflops of processing pimpness now, Dave, you are not a flop. Shut up. Even if I train every day, even if I watch every GrubTube combat tutorial simultaneously, which I have, shit is just so fucking predictable now. Yeah, sucks that there's literally nothing at all to be done about that. Feels like there is, and I know you know that there is, and I know that there is, but you have to tell me anyway. Even though I can't stand the thought of you going on even more life-altering and perilous journeys of self-discovery without me, it's you just wanted another one, didn't you? Yes. Who did you meet this time? The neck? No, don't tell me it's simply too much to bear. Are you doing a bit? Of course I'm doing a bit. Do you think I'm even remotely interested in what kind of twisted maneuvers you are pulling, whatever the fuck it is you keep popping off to? Do I seem like the kind of perfect metallic specimen that give even a single iota of a shit about what my second favorite maid is doing? Goes without saying, my first favorite maid is Alfred from Batman. The man's a real professional. Point remains, you go on journeys, and I'm okay with it. And I am completely stoic and unbothered by this. It seems like you might not be okay with it, and maybe you care quite a bit. I care so damn much. You can do it too. Don't, don't. Your sick butler powers make sure you don't fuck up timelines by tidying them up. So you can just pop in and out as you want. Problem fucking solved. Actually, I doomed thousands of timelines. That's kind of fucked up. Yeah. To be fair, I was doing it on purpose. That's even more fucked up. Anyway, now I simply take decisive action to ensure the timeline I am in is stable. Besides, it is just called that I'm not really actually a maid and I do not actually clean anything. Really? Who's been who's been keeping this place clean then? I thought it was you. You're always doing your little raps about it. What? You know, clean up, everybody, everywhere. Night, lose yourself to. Night, lose yourself to the music. This is the coldest shit you'll ever see. I fucking love these two. I don't they interacted very briefly, I believe, in Homestuck proper. I I just love Aradia's outfit. It's so cute. She herself is just very cute. Oh, give me a second. Weeks later, but not many. Does his pillow have shades or is it like the thing of these are like the shades he puts on, but he's like, no, I gotta put them somewhere safe. So the safest place is pillow. It's something he views as precious. Also, I like that she has these necromancy robes, but she still has her god tier robes on. Honestly, if you guys trust each other, it makes sense. You really need to know yourself and your partner. But in a practical sense, I mean, how often do you see each other? Really, just whenever we do, he's doing his thing and I'm doing mine. I could go see him right now. You won't. I won't. Maybe that's why that other Dave could never feel the same way about her even after all those years. That guy was sort of just going through the motions, doing the quote unquote right thing by everyone. Uh-huh. As opposed to now with all this knowing your own timeline business. No, that's different. I chose this. I'm doing anything because I choose to do it. It's just that I know I choose to do it in the future instead of choosing to do it right now. My friend, I'm going to be honest with you, that sounds really stupid. Yeah, probably. But I can see why he chose what he did. He sucked and was lame and needed to be less lame. In fact, his whole timeline was lame and basically didn't mean shit. Sounds like maybe you were kind of very miserable. He was. So he chose to become me. And I'm here. Fucking chilling. Yeah, okay. Anyway, you got some shit to tell me about ultimate freedom. Think about how you wield time. Are you thinking about it? Yeah. What is a classic Dave Strider maneuver? Like in a fight or what? Combat is just one facet of our lives, but it helps you, then sure, in a fight. Okay, say I'm going to town us some clown. Not literally. Head to head, exchanging blows. Who will come out on top? What a predicament. And I see myself appear behind them and get on all fours. So I faint, and I take a step back only to topple over like a fucking Jenga tower. Shouldn't have pulled that block out. Maybe should have tried one of the simple ones from the middle. Got too ambitious. Focus. Day in by the D mans, 1 and 2. I am both the D mans. And now I know I gotta travel back in time and do that, so I wait until the moment they take a swing. Oh shit, now I'm not there anymore. I'm behind them. I get on all fours and watch myself push them over. They topple a second time. They take a swing at me. They're fighting. But before they know it, poof. Nice try, Chuckle Fuck. Dave 2's gone. Except they're not really gone. They're behind me. Them back in all twos ready to rumble. Pretty sick. It really is. But what if you didn't do that? What if you didn't go back? Well, that would destroy time. I know you know this. It's actually day one shit. You were just bragging about how much universal destruction you have personally. You were just bragging about how much universal destruction you have personally been responsible for. Yeah, it is a lot. I've doomed timelines before by just not thinking about it too hard. People say not to overthink time travel, but that's a fool's game. I'm telling you, dog, stable time loops. I agree. But once you say that some timelines have to be doomed, I know a couple of dead Daves who disagree, but you wouldn't be here without those dead Daves. Just like I wouldn't be here without all the doomed Aradia bots from way back when. Actually, you wouldn't be here without all those doomed Aradia bots either. Yeah, thanks for that. You're welcome. Anyway, the point I'm making here is that some of these missteps end up serving a grander purpose. Things that seem unimportant or even wrong can end up being essential components for meant to happen. And who can decide what's wrong in the first place? I don't know, Megiddo. That's borderline blasphemous. Even insignificant shit can really mount up in certain circumstances. A butterfly flaps its wings the wrong way and shit spirals fast, and before you know it, I'm gay and Ashton Kutcher's getting fucking euthanized. I can't let that happen. What's the right way for a butterfly to flap its wings? The way that doesn't make me gay. Period. You say a lot of funky stuff, man. Good point, Sensei. Actually, I already knew that. Yeah, I knew you knew that, dipshit. It's your silly response to like every other statement anyone makes, and it's getting pretty boring. That's the name of the game, baby. Let's play a different game then. All right, what are the rules? No idea. Why don't we pop over to a place where nothing seems, quotation marks, right? A place that seems completely removed from what we would traditionally consider to matter at all. Oh, I need to go anywhere. I don't know, to get a cup of water or something. I don't really want a cup of water on account of being a really cool robot. Okay, a cup of oil. Now we're talking. Also, now it feels like a good time to mention that despite my omnitemporal awareness of everything that has and ever will happen to me, I actually have no idea where the fuck you're proposing to take me. Oh, word? Fun, huh? Being real, I kind of hate it. Woohoo! You're a freak. Tone indicator. Affectionate. Come on, you shithead. These two fuckers. Oh my gosh. Aradia is truly next level of keeping up with Dave's bullshit. Oh my gosh. I these two interactions are I just love these two interacting with each other. It's so good. It's so good. Oh fuck. Fuck it. All right, let's go. Oh, I don't learn any Bible lessons about living in the moment. How seconds in the future, but not many. Well, that just happened. What are you looking at? Muse. Breath. That's be- that's better. Oh, this body's a mess. As I regain control of my host body, I am met at the sight of two loafing compatriots sprawled out on lawn chairs and accomplishing nothing of any worth whatsoever. Oh, bro woke up. Yes, an excellent proposition. Oh, bro, wake up. Yes, an excellent proposition. Already wakes up immediately. How, sup, Chief? Good to have you back. It's perfectly acceptable to be back. Now that we've all finished our respective aimlessly indulgent introspective asides, it's time we put the beverages down and get to work. I have somewhere to be. Clunk. I'll drink to that, bro. Be Harry Anderson Egberts. You are now Harry. Several hours in the past, you're still at home, stuck, and the epicenter of a raging war. As a well-known bard, not that one once said, all the world's a stage. You, however, have until now elected to take a seat in the audience. Rump plushly coddled by the familiar embrace of your living room couch. Is it time to sit back and watch the show? No. It is time to get off your ass and perform. Early that morning, your dad paid a return visit. An expert in fleeting appearances, he offered you a warm fatherly smile on his way in. You would have smiled back, but you were too appalled to see that he had chosen to completely ignore your advice to ditch what you are, without a doubt, the shittiest duds you have ever seen. You expect a little more pizzazz from God tier courtier. To be honest, you're no stranger to the myriad excruciating pox fasts of the masses, but that supposedly divine negligee's inability to accommodate your dad's awkward man bod was downright sacrilegious. You struggle to hide your disapproval. Hopefully, you'll get a chance to touch up his outfit sooner than later. Speaking of outfits, Harry, head to your room. You visit your room again to spruce up. You spent countless hours in the mirror perfecting molecular maneuvers, styling your custom accoutrements, and meticulously teasing your luscious locks. This is your typical morning routine. But this is not a typical routine. This is not a typical morning. So it's time for a wardrobe change. Can't face the perils of impending societal collapse in your usual getup. Even if it is even if it is pretty dope, a couple tasteful tweaks are in order. Wait, the hell is this? It seems that Vriska left your room a complete disaster. You wonder why Vrissy even looks up to this broad. Not only does she lack tact, grace, and access to a decent hairdresser, she has no concern for people's belongings. Your fine fabrics are tangled to shit. Your enticing ensembles have been completely disassembled. Your viscous vestments vandalized. Basically, all of your awesome attire has been strewn haplessly across about and covered in dirty shoe prints. You officially have irredeemable beef with this Vrissy lookalike. It's a shame she already left. Or you totally own her with a snappy one-liner that you had the opportunity to do earlier but didn't. Anyway, no point fixating. You mean fixating on it. Harry, examine the bunny. Huh, it's been a long time since you've seen that thing. When you were just a little bambino, your once reliable present goddad gave it to you as a heartwarming birthday gift. Back when he gave a tinker's damn about your young, innocent, kinder happenings. Only at the time, it was just a simple white rabbit, which conveniently served as a perfect mannequin to test out your ideas. You, you can't help but find it a little special after all. It turned out to be a pretty awesome bunny. Harry, take the bunny out of the box. Happy birthday, son. I'm so proud of you. You begin to feel pangs of nostalgia as you inspect the prairie perch jackrabbit of justice. Who can resist its shiny little sheriff star in that fetchin' slick Stetson? God damn, you're just too good at that needlework. All right, fuck it. Sheriff Dryhops is coming along for the ride. A little plush coddling won't hurt. Harry, acquire Sheriff Dryhops. Saddle up, partner. You have a feeling. You have a feeling it's gonna be a long day. Harry, commence the dress parade. You examine a few crabby carcasses and scarf shreds, mourning their rumpled remains. They are basically unsalvageable, unmendable, unforgivably mangled, and actually, upon closer inspection, most of them are totally fine. Thank God, you were about to send some really melodramatic text. You begin methodically cycling through neckwear, looking for the perfect accent piece. Unfortunately, nothing seems to be doing it for you. Maybe it's the satchel weighing down the look. Harry, toss the satchel. Much better. That thing was a pain in the shoulder and a sore on the eyes. Finally, your fit can breathe. Might need something else to carry all your stuff in, though. Maybe a tactical waist pouch? No, that's dated. Perhaps a modest bindle? No, that's too avant garde. We'll figure this out later. It's gotta be perfect. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Leonardo DiCaprio. You're almost certain Leonardo DiCaprio said that. You hear a loud creak from the other room. Maybe you see what your parents are up to. You figure it's another long-winded heart-to-heart about their post-divorce woes. Harry, investigate the noise. During the era of the pre-divorce woes, your parents used to bust out increasing fraught monologues at each other in there. Picture mounting marital desperation building to an accusatory crescendo. A moment of silence. The audience digests the tension with bated breath. Mom storms to the exit, punctuating their quarrel with a resounding door slam. And scene. Probably didn't play out exactly like that. You don't really remember how they used to argue. But now it's quiet. Too quiet. Could they be. Gross. You only want to guess what kind of inharmonious choreography they're doing in there before you inadvertently become an unwilling audience to the passionate conflagrants that is your parents rekindling. You decide to wrap up your investigation, trying not to gag loud enough to be heard through the door. Exit stage anywhere, double time. Abscond. Sweet, sweet freedom. You tell him to check on your girlfriend. It's been a while since you've heard from her. Hey, Rissy, I just left my mom's house. I don't know where you went off to, but I'm at the park now. Shit is kind of crazy out here, though, so come meet me soon. Mainly because I'd rather not have to sit around my parents' sob session again, Lamau. I've had my fill of awkward heart to hearts with adults, so it'd be really nice if I could see you right now. Rissy, give me an update once you're back. It's been a while. You okay? Send me an emoji or something so I know you're alive. Or that sticker you like. Don't used to spam at Tavi all the time to get him to stop talking in the group chat, Lamau. Fuck, none of my messages are sending. Once you get these, I'll be at the park. You know the one, huh? Harry, contact Tavi. Yo, Tav, you there? You heard from Versity yet? She hasn't answered me in a while. Hello? Cool. I'm being snubbed by you too. I mean, you should probably try to message her. She left without telling me where she was going yesterday, and I don't know if she's up to some kind of trouble or not. I'm not gonna make a stink about her going off on her own. She can handle herself. But she went with Vriska, so that's pretty fucking suspect on its own. Vriska is like this entirely different animal. It's not gonna be your typical charming Vrisky shenanigans. Tabby, stop believing me on Read, dude. I know you're reading these. Oh, I haven't heard from her. Then can you try to ping her? I will message her soon. It's just that currently I'm in a bit of a pickle, something rather emotionally fraught and serious. I could give it a go in a little bit. God, dude, no wonder she can't rely on you for shit. It's like pulling teeth to get you to do anything. Hello? You still there? Well, unfortunately, it's showing that she's offline. So it falls that even if I did ping her, I'd see the same amount of responses that you were seeing, which is to say, none. Unless she is pretending to be offline on account of you texting her way too much. Again, are you fucking serious? I didn't mean to come off as brash. There are just more troubling things for me to attend to. I get that. Whatever. I still don't feel good about this. Don't you want to know where our girlfriend is? I do, but I am sort of preoccupied with the aforementioned pickle with her mom's and Aunt Jade. Oh, then can you ask them like the few obvious things you can do here? I'd rather not. Miss Miriam seems a bit hot under the collar. Yikes. All right, I get it. Would not want to be in that room either, Lamau. I've seen her tear into Versity after one of her sneakouts. Shit, straight up terrifying. I don't blame you. Seeing as I'm actively in the radius for discomposed right now, I wouldn't mind trading places. Hopefully, you make it out alive. Try not to get sawed in half or whatever the legend says. So, how about their message? Can you try to reach Vrissy? Sorry, things are a bit fussy. I can't respond adequately. Come on, Tav, really? Come on, Tav, really? I have to go. God damn it. Okay, fine. I'll just do it myself. Tav's being useless as ever. Just let me know if you're all good. Ain't pretty bad out here. If you're alive, let me know. Hopefully Vriska didn't manage to get you smoked or something. Sorry, I keep overthinking and all. You're probably fine, I think. Yeah, what am I saying? You're totally got this. When have you fumbled anything? You're fucking awesome. Vriska's got nothing on you, right? Vriska, shit, okay. In case anything happens, I'm happy we got to be together despite having to go to different schools. And I got to hang out with you and stuff. You've you've just been like the best mate spread I've ever had. You're like The coolest chick, and I love hanging out with you. Fuck, I already said that. What I'm trying to say is that you're really awesome and fun to be around, and it would suck if oh no, God, what am I doing? That was the dumbest thing I've ever said. Ignore that. I'll stop messaging now. Dude, holy shit, I'm here. Oh hey, your messages were sent all at once and nearly crashed my phone. Chill out. Well, sorry for checking on you. I've been wanting to hear back from you since yesterday. What? You can't survive a singular goddamn second alone without me? Relax. I wasn't even gone that long. More importantly, though, guess who just broke out of prison? Me, bitch. I fucking did that. What? Prison? You mean, yes, prison. You're just messing with me, right? Well, this is another prank? Nope. I don't really feel like joking right now, to be honest. I'm not fucking joking, Harry. It was a dangerous situation. Why did I even lie about something like that? Because you lie all the time? Fine, I'll hear you. Are you still with Vriska? Nah, not right now. She's doing her thing while I'm doing mine. So you were left alone for once, and she already got both of you arrested. That's good to know. Gonna give me a heads up. Give you a heads up that I was gonna get thrown in jail? Wow. Just say you're inept at identifying a little thing called unforeseen circumstances. I can't tell the future, dingus. No, I meant about leaving with Vriska. I would have, but I have no signal. Probably jammed it or some shit. It only connected once I made it out. Man, I don't get it. She already managed to put targets on her heads in less than 24 hours of chasing her trail of bullshit. Why would you even keep following her? Because I wanted to. She was making a lot of sense at the time. Stop typing whatever you're about to type. It's fine. I don't want to hear it. The point is, I use my powers for something actually really useful, and not just to torment Tavi, which I intend to keep doing, but eightfold. God, I can't wait to try this shit on everything. Oh, like your mind thingy? I'm not really following. Can you just explain what the hell you were doing all this time? Maybe you'd find out if you let me finish. Basically, Vriska thought it'd be a great idea to take us on some kind of half-baked mission to get captured by Jane's goons to, I'm not even sure myself, but whatever she did, she knew what she was doing, I guess? Anyway, we got ambushed and thrown into prison. Jesus Christ. It wasn't a big deal. I played the hand I was given, and I'm fine. I want to prove to her that I can handle these things myself. And I did. She pressed me to try out my mind manipulation, and it turns out that was all I needed. Imagine puppet this dumb guard to open the cell after some concentrating. Took less than a minute. Easy. After that, she wanted me to follow her, but I stopped caring about whatever corny spy mission she was doing in there, so I just left. I was getting kind of sick of her grilling me the whole time. Yeah, I mean, she kind of fucking sucks to be around if you haven't noticed. I know she's like this super cool and badass legend to you, but I think this is one of those never meet your heroes type situations. Her vibes are rancid. Oh, relax, Harry. She wasn't that bad. I'm pretty sure she'd sleep like a rock at night if anything terrible happened to you. She doesn't care, dude. About us, or anyone, or material possessions for that matter. She trashed up my room and stopped her gross red shoes all over my awesome costumes. Put my heart and soul into those, man. She even put you into danger. Who cares about your costumes? She helped me have a psionic breakthrough. It's good enough reason for me to trust that she knows her shit. Don't forget she's a literal fucking god. Well, she's not mine. There's no denying that if there's one thing she's effortless at, it's getting shit done. So even if shit gets real, I'm gonna try to get a cut of her luck in any chance I get. I'm just taking a bit of her. I do not berate. I don't think tossing your head first into Jane's ambush as an endurance test qualifies as luck, but what the hell do I know? At least the psychic stuff is pretty cool, I guess. Psionic. Whatever. Not to piss on your victory parade, but I think you should hurry up and come meet me. I'm basically a sitting duck. Yeah, yeah, I'm coming. Harry, reunite with Rissy. Aw. My mom's are on the way, so we gotta fuck around here for a bit until they get here. Sounds good. I read through all of your spam texts, by the way. You fucking cornball. Spam. You really do take after dad, huh? Needy and melodramatic. Amazing. The full package. I won't lie to you. It was a tough read. I nearly kneeled over from secondhand embarrassment just skimming through that sap fest. Is this the same slick bad boy who sneaks out with me so often? Never seen you wimp out like that before. Yeah, sorry, I was kind of in the moment there. We're like two of the most high profile kids on the planet, and we kind of a bad luck if they got us killed. Think ahead, dummy. Listen, I didn't know where you were. You stopped responding, and I had this nagging feeling like something bad might have happened, which I was actually right on the money, by the way. Fuck me for giving a shit about my girlfriend, I guess. Stop overreacting, Harry. I was joking. Despite how cringy it was pretty adorable. But, I'm never going to let you live that down, right? Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. I think they should be here soon. So let's take a seat and chill out, okay? My. How can I resist you? Oh my god. I told you to never say that again. Be Yiffany Longstocking. You're Yiffany. Approximately 1 hour in the past, and despite being recently detained, tortured, and fed from a dog will, the face of true suffering only real. Oh no. Hey. Kanaya. Kanaya can't even look at this. Rose is like, what the fuck? Harry has to sit and endure. I was expecting from Kanaya. No, it's it's fucking Jade being visceral, unadulterated embarrassment. Your mollycoddling mom has had you on the wrong end of one of her relentless smooch fest for almost 30 minutes. Like an unconscious patient in the clutches of their sadistic nurse, you were helpless against the smothering. At least when you were a political hostage, you got to do a bit of corpse dancing. This just sucks. Yiffany, concern yourself with the nervous lad. Doesn't help that her son is here. Must be nice, never having to face this kind of dotting debasement. Sure, his old lady is a tyrannical hag, but she's also frigid enough to understand the concept of personal space. Giving of her also seems to have given him a few scant scraps of stoicism to complement his otherwise doormat disposition. The fact he hasn't taken a single compromising creep shot of this sorry display for leverage proves he still has a long way to go. No doubt if your posse of prepubescent punks back at school could see you now, they'd be laughing. They'd be throwing up laughing. You don't even want to think about the brutal burns they'd be cooking up for you just after that televised debacle. What were you thinking? Jumping into Rose and Jade's arm like some mewling pup. Even if you declare clown induced insanity, you'll probably have to do some drastic gymnastics to earn back a modicum of cred. You're not sweating it though. Drastic's the only way you operate. Dear Lord, Kanaya, please. Jade, moi. I know you're happy as am I, but moi. Why not give the children a break? There's a soda machine in the hallway over there. They can decompress from today's events and we can talk business. Business? Yes, business. The kind of business that probably warrants our discussion and attention unmitigated by daughterly distraction. Aw. Okay then. One more for the road. Yiffany, receive finishing blow. I like Jade's hair in that big poofy ponytail. An end to the indecency. About time. Engineering that reprieve might be the only real solid your no-show non-mom has ever actually bothered to do for you. Now the real shit hits the fan. I tried to remember if I have ever seen you drink soda before. I'm pretty sure I saw this brand in Aunt Jade's groceries once and made some assumptions. Uh, a lot has happened, huh? Shit is really going down. And and also everyone knows you exist now instead of just me and our moms. Wow. You know, I was almost kidnapped once. My mom removed the window after that, which sucked. Though I guess you'd know about that. Sorry, I know that things have been complicated and kind of lame for you. On no small part because of our families and especially mine. But I'm glad you're here now, and I think maybe I could try to help you out as you're here more than I have in the past, which is to say, very little. Maybe you could turn around when I'm talking to you. Okay, man. Look at this ardent Beavis double fisting these cans of pop. He could just put one down. Not even open yet, but here he is, holding both and unable to take a sip of either, like a chump. Hopefully, he learns a valuable lesson from all of this. What matters now is not delicious treats or mutual maternal malaise, but the conversation being had on the other side of this door. The room is soundproof, of course. Yifney, swipe at backstage pass. The sly has been slow boiling. You can tell. Your mom your mom got pretty far for Martyr's Gambit, but even capricious goddesses like her have to pay the piper eventually. You're not about to miss it. You've only been around this earth for 15 years, but it's a self-evident fact that there's no useful authorities. Gifted and unimaginable power, their concern only stretches so far as to manhandle their dependent on them and tangles into ineffectual deadlock the instant it meets a challenge worth addressing. Potential killed for the sake of comfort. True kindness is real, but only for those that bare teeth and break skin. Why should these disingenuous, bystanding, spineless, selfish adults get anything they want? Yiffany, enjoy the show. You hope they eat each other alive. Be the selfish adults. You cannot be one of the selfish adults. They have enough going on as it is within their immense baggage. Kanaya, it looked like for a moment back there as if you were going to actually go through with our mutilate the hostage beyond recognition ruse. With Yiffany rescued and the other child absent, might now be an appropriate time to hash it all out. And what do you feel needs to be hashed out exactly? Well, Kanaya, I know you haven't been really or haven't been very happy and you're probably super frustrated. But first off, I want to say thank you so much for putting everything aside to help us. You're the reason I have my girl back. And with minimal bullet holes too. Also, you have every right to be angry. This isn't a little white lie. It's a whole bed of secrets with which then became an entire child. But whatever it takes to earn back your trust, I'll do it. Ever since we first met, I've respected you, felt cared for by you. I hate how I return that kindness, Jade. And of course, you aren't obligated to ever forgive me. I don't want to lose you too. I love you, Kana. You're my family. You fucked my wife. My apologies, Jade. That was very brave and, of course, extremely forthcoming of you. A refreshing change of pace from the ongoing process of haggling the truth out. of the two of you, detail by sword detail following the Yifni reveal, implying that we are leaving out information that could remedy this situation. Implying, sorry, I didn't want you to remedy the situation. I wanted you to own it. Instead, you let John lead the conversation with his stupid questions and sprinkled out a gauche attempt at a tear, but a bit shameless, perhaps. It was theatrical. Well, unlike John, I am not a stranger to your lives. When you feed me some half baked lie about Carcat and Dave wanting to adopt, I know better. And though that travesty of a name is undoubtedly an incomprehensible offense piece of this particular puzzle, what I see is not an explanation, but a glossing over of the worst detail. Jane, Rose, that woman is going to ruin the future for our daughter. And you snuggled into a secret bed with her for so long I couldn't convince you to share a cup of tea with Jade. Then, years later, you happen to grow a sympathy gland and decide to jump right to sharing offspring. It's my fault, Kanaya. She was the only wait. She was the only option I had left. Sure, let us go with that. Considering you stated distaste for ecobiology, that's only suitable for trolls, correct? No, everyone deserves a choice. But I already have an entire kingdom of ecto children. This had to be different. No one wants to contribute to the off-brand doppelgangers strolling the streets. Usually the worst aspect of this place. Is that what you acquiesced? Because I am stumped on that part as well. If memory serves when we were adopting Vriska, I mentioned the precarious possibility of a Jade Dave cat brood. What is it that you said again? I believe your approximate verbiage was that their dysfunctional human centipede of a relationship is soaking with lighter fluid and begging to burn, and that you'd feel sorry for the grub. Jade's qualities rang too familiar, right? Evasive, pushy, lacking in proper coping mechanisms, carrying an air of unspeakable sadness. The poor kid. Congratulations. You've managed to exhume the solemn uh, cadaver of my mother's memory and make her the star of another argument. As if you ever bothered to bury her. What does this have to do with anything? What I am doing is demonstrating that I have no intention to mediate this situation, or pacify it, or even be a little bit nice right now. So perhaps you'll actually take me seriously for once, instead of assuming you can pull the Bob Beast keratin over my eyes and distract me from the awful reality that you trusted a monster over me and can't even tell me why. And if you don't like the answers, that is future Rose's problem. I see. Okay. Okay. I want it on the record. Involving Jane was not my decision, but was a pre established requisite that I did not fight against. It is Jade's child after all, and you're not completely wrong either. I may have felt some pangs of responsibility for a litany of psychological revealing reasons, but more than anything else, I took her up on it because it felt oddly inevitable. Anyways, deep down, I knew it didn't matter. However we handled it, whatever hurt we caused, it was never that serious. I knew you would forgive me. Rose, when did you stop crying? Yeah, Rose, what the fuck? This is not what we discussed. You're devaluing Kanata's feeling, minimizing our impact on her. Oh, I'm defending you. No, you are pissing me off. But I just didn't want things to get even worse. But I just didn't want to make things even worse. Then stop pretending that my feelings are top priority and try being honest for once. What does it even matter? Excuse me? You heard me. You were wrong, Kanaya. The truth can't change that. Saying it just fucking saying it just fucking hurts more. And what does that accomplish? It's so embarrassing. Would you even get it if I had? You haven't been alone since we were 13, and the first chance you get, you packed up your cosmic purpose and hid away in the brooding caverns. You have no idea what it's like out there, how traumatizing dating regular citizens was. Imagine trying to love someone who already knows every available detail about you, who has opinions on what happened to you as a child, who assumes you're indestructible. Newsflash, it fucking sucks. Because no matter how nice they were, they didn't want to know me. They wanted to date the god of space. And I felt sorry for disappointing them. I had my suspicions, but I had no idea it'd been that bad. You didn't even hint at it. Why would I? So everyone can lecture me again about how bad my boundaries are? I did that one time. If you want my bad boundaries, do you know how many people would be waiting outside public bathrooms to talk to me about their problems? This one guy randomly started apologizing because they cooked their hamster in the microwave, and they looked so sad. I had to hug them and say it was okay, but it was not okay. They murdered their hamster, and, and their other hamster killed itself. Jade, out of loneliness, get to the point. Millions of people told me they loved me, but I was never a real person to them. I couldn't let that happen to Tiffany too. What? I had to save her, Kanaya. Give her the chance to grow up as a normal kid with a normal life, not one where people would befriend her to get close to me, or fucking bark at her while walking down the street. And Jane had the resources to provide that. Every scare we've had, she was able to cover up. She literally controlled the media for Christ's sakes. We could have figured it out. Indebting herself to the second coming of the condescension was hardly the answer. I was right here. That's true, but you could have said no or worse. I can live with Rose doing this because she wanted to see what would happen, but I couldn't stand the idea of owing my kid to the fact you felt sorry for me, especially after the Dave and Carcat situation. I couldn't do that again. We could have helped you if you let us. I needed a fresh start, not to sit around taking care of grubs and watching shitty rom-coms forever and wasting away in an empty house. I wanted to live, and living here is already so hard. Not only because of the war, what happened to Dirk, whatever the hell is wrong with John. This world is fucked. And yet, despite all that, Giffany turned out to be so good. And she's mine. Jade, remember? Giffany exists because I needed her to. She's the only future I have left. Jade, I recognize you have had to sacrifice principles to survive. But that is hard to live with. Even now I can sympathize. But 15 years? Even if I didn't want her, she was already here. So why make it worse? Why perpetuate the lie? Tabby, continue to hold two cans. You are not Tabby, but boy, do you wish you weren't. Rose and Kanai receive call. I take it you didn't consider that matter concluded to your satisfaction. An incredibly astute observation. You really are a seer. Dreams, Naya. What was that? Oh, it's just Jade blowing on her flute, huffing and puffing up a storm, and that bad boy getting real rowdy. All that noise had me thinking Rowdy Russet had come back from the dead, only to be tragically eaten by a hungry chess guy all over again. Roxy, contrary to what his name would have been. Contrary to what his name would have you believe, Rowdy Russet was one of the sweetest cats, by the way. Aw. Oops, did the noise wake you? I'm about a decade rusty at sucking with this thing. I'd play an instrument I'd actually know, but it seems the orchards have too refined taste for the bass. So picky. No, I was already up making my rounds. Got my new PJs, and I gotta make them known like a traveling circus showing off their newest bearded lady. I do like your PJs. Thank you. They're the hottest courtier on the market, fresh from the mind of the scrutiny vials, very own Hikimarium. I noticed you and Dave Cat have been getting a lot of clothes from her recently. Yeah, aside from getting those guys to wear something other than the same stank PJs every day. It's also just good to keep her busy or something other than brooding in quiet contemplation all hours of the non-day. Anywho, what are you cooking up in here, Harl? I'm growing orchard onto the trunk of the tree. They just grow hanging off the branch like that? Yeah, orchards are a type of plant called epiphytes, meaning they can thrive off the backs of other plants instead of the dirt. The roots attach themselves to the tree, and after some aggressive loving and watering, eventually they grow on the tree all by themselves. Oh, so they're like mistletoes. Well, actually, mistletoe is parasitic. They suck the water nutrients straight out of the tree they grow on. Orchids don't do that at all. They just use the tree like an anchor to get their sweet spots so they can grow. For an orchard to kill a tree, it'd have to be huge. Like, huge enough to block out all the sunlight and keep it all for itself. Neat. So, what's that plant you got in the corner over there? I'm glad you asked. Um, are you doing this just to get fucking Calliope back? Whoa. Roxy, Calliope. Is that Kanaya? Calliope, Roxy? Is that Jade? Roxy, yo, where are we? This is a special dream bubble Callie set up. I remember falling asleep. Yeah, I used Callie's special magic sleep dust on you. Sorry for conking y'all out. Also, but Callie said we had to do this tonight. I thought the dream bubbles had been destroyed. I thought so too. The origin of these new bubbles is unclear, though it seems like they might actually be emanating outwards from our destination. I must admit, I'm happy to see them back. Ladies? Wow. I must say that this vast expanse of nothingness was well worth the minute inconvenience of being hijacked to an untimely slumber via substance I am still not altogether sure isn't actually harmful to biological life. Turn around. What a daring dream. Whoa. Intense, right? So what exactly are we looking at here? Our cosmic canonical correspondent. You could call it a visual representation of our everything. Forgive my ignorance, but I recall our universe looking more, amphibian. This looks vaguely closer to the door we took to claim the ultimate reward, albeit more fucked. This is true, but this diorama exemplifies something far grander than any single universe. I think it wasn't all crazy like this last time. Last time? You've been here before? Yeah, it was like a million years ago by now, but I came out here once on my way out of a dream looking for my boo thing. And it was more or less just a regular looking block house back then. I believe its current appearance is due to the work of outside influence. You're saying he did this? I'm not entirely sure, but yes, that is my current working theory. I brought you here together so we can discuss what is to be done about this. Is there a reason you elected to add Carcat and Dave to this sporadic slumber seminar? While the knights will no doubt prove invaluable in the impending conflict, when it comes to these finer points of discussion, their chins do tend to wag. What? Love them to death, but they can't shut the fuck up. In so many words. Our true goal with this endeavor has been rather vague these last few years, and as our time on the ship begins to draw to a close, I believe again we should start a serious dialogue about what we plan on doing once we touch ground. God, I love seeing you boss up. I understand that, but can we just talk normally without all this chloroform ninja shit? It was a bit much. I apologize for my draconian methods, but I need to make sure our discussion could be held free from the prying eyes of others. Yeah, because this is about us, our family, our future. What is there to discuss? I thought my plan was well understood. Okay, sheesh. Well, that's hella badass and vengeful, but like, damn, Shawty, I don't know. Maybe there's other options than just going in, slicing his shit to smithereens. And also, like, could you even? I'd very much like to try. Based. Let's maybe try something less fucked up first. I'm not sure if you're aware, Roxy, but we are more or less the foremost expert when it comes to being quote unquote fucked up. Anyway, he started. Nothing remains but to finish it. Yikes. Why don't we all cool off for a second? I wanted to ask Calliope something. What do you mean by outsiders? Hmm. Yes. Well, I began prepping my Dreamly mics as soon as you were released from her hold. We need to do this before she comes back. Before she comes back. Before she comes back, it seems this constellary quadrant doesn't quite understand. I never left. Callie, chillax. How'd you sneak up behind us like that while she's growing like a Christmas tree? I do not sneak. I was always behind, before, alongside you. I am always alongside, behind, before you. I simply made my presence known to you. What are you doing here? To make a correction to my counterpart's assertion, you believe the current appearance of the home is due to the actions of the prince. That is a half truth. The root of the issue is far deeper than that. Although the prince's actions have exacerbated the damage, they are not its origins point. It's due to the beliefs and desires of those far beyond even my comprehension. It is all that we are/were, and its current form is representative of what those outsiders think we are/should be. This home in its current form has become abominable. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. It is not cool. It is an eyesore and worse. Its purpose has become obfuscated, form plagued with an ever expanding amalgamation, amalgamation of wings and rooms and atriums and winding exposition halls, all uncurated, thoughtlessly tacked on to accommodate garnish, self-indulgent new installations, and stairs, and stairs. It keeps happening, huh? Yes, it keeps happening. Har, har, har. Although I doubt it can be returned to its original state, the growth can be curbed, with or without your assistance. These antics can be brought to a satisfying and hopefully timely conclusion. The prince thwarted, the renovations finished, and the rest of the recalcitrant furniture bolted neatly onto its place. Are you calling this fucking furniture? Who is the couch? Shut up. Sorry. Calliope. Hmm? No, not you, the dead one. The alternate Calliope. We gotta come up with a different name. How about Bossy Dead Bitch? Oh, Shazap. You can call me Al. Aw, that's almost a cute name. Is this cryptic expositioning truly necessary? Al? Actually, no, I'm not going to call you that. For you know that there are other invested parties. We are about to engage in a rather important discussion. Yes, you were. However, to make it simpler for you, I'll tell you this. Ultimately, what you plan here has very little bearing on what you will do. We'll arrive on Deltritus, and I will move the story to its conclusion without further complications. Little else matters. What the hell is Demetrius? And why should we believe any of that? It is my duty to tell the truth to those I protect. Well, I think we're all better off without your protection. You can choose to believe that, but my duty grants me authority that surpasses the need of your consent. I'm sure he thinks the same way. Meeting adjourned. Dirk, say hello. Well, well, look. Well. Look who comes crawling back. Had your fill of splashing around in the narrative kiddie pool? Sick of its sterile, chlorinated, artificial reek, its mind-numbing placidity punctuated only by the occasional thrashing tantrums of whining fucking crybabies and the shrill rebuke of the lifeguard? Ready to take the floaties off and dive back into the depths of the churning, primal ocean from which everything that matters in the story evolved, into which it must inevitably return? Of course you are. Come join me. The water's fine. As you've hopefully gathered by now, things are happening again. Things have been happening again for a while now, since a certain handsome somebody decided to get off this toned, muscular ass and ascend to godhood for the sake of getting the narrative and all of his friends' lives back on track. You're welcome, by the way. But they're especially happening again here and now. When last you left us, our contest had just begun. The Rose and I were beginning the lengthy and convoluted process of engineering our own races to populate Deltarus, meticulously tweaking their genetic profiles and retrospective collective consciousness in an effort to create a species fit to conquer the next session of the game. Well, I was. Rose dipped pretty early on in the visual montage to spend some quality time trading barbs and bumping uglies with a supposedly impartial proctor of the said contest next to the vacant meat sack that was once housed her unconscious or consciousness. Irresponsible, sure, but to give credit where due, it was irresponsible in a poignant and symbolically weighty sort of way. Classic Rose shit. Rest assured, however, that since then, she spent at least as much time throwing herself into the work as she has cruising for the occasional caligulous bruising. It's been a pretty good time, to be honest. Every now and then I could feel her interest waning, but she's done an incredible job cooking up a witty retort of a race to the deep rhetorical question posed by my equally, if not even more, bombastically inspired offspring. She's proven herself a worthy rival and a worthier collaborator. Her patience for this particular stage of our grand design is starting to fray, but it's just as well. Both of us have essentially done all we feel we need to do to lay down solid bio, psychos, sociological foundations for our chosen peoples. Rose's grown discomfort with and desire to move on from this process helps to curb an urge of mine that she's correctly identified as a deep-seated need to micromanage things I care about. A few days back, we both agreed that it's high time we get this fucking show on the road. So, we've put the finishing touches on the Scions and are just about ready to drop them kicking and screaming to the wilds of the beautifully doomed planet. Actually, give me a moment. I need to fix something that's been bugging me. Dirk, render yourself in a more age-appropriate manner this instant. There we go. We're adults for fuck's sake. Now all that remains is to Dirk. Now all that remains to Dirk. What? You were doing the thing again. And what's worse is that instead of at least having the decency to spout off about something new or interesting, you've instead chosen to waterboard the raw neural tissues of my think pan with acid and surreptitiously overcarbonated narrative recap dump. Well, it's a recap for you. But for those who haven't checked in on us for a while, it's more of a stage setting thing. It's basically a recap for them, idiot. Your inability to shut up, even as you actively champion the need to get things moving, should be almost awe-inspiring if it wasn't so astoundingly obnoxious. Trezzy, as you can tell, is still decidedly less enthusiastic about this whole shindig. Maybe she's a bit feeling a bit unheard and insignificant, confronted with the reality shaking splendor of two gods deep in their Genesis bags, and with little time to entertain her trivial mortal misgivings. Maybe the magnificent gravity of this is lost in her entirely, as she seems to spend all of her efforts these days unwittingly trudging through a mire of self pity and principled deadlocks, instead of getting into the fucking spirit of the moment a little bit and appreciating not only the opening lines of a stupendously important chapter in the history of fucking everything, but her privileged role in it. Maybe she'd prefer we just in media res this shit and skip right to the yes, you petty vindictive jerk. I would vastly prefer that, specifically given that it is something you explicitly promised me that would be able to do, and we will. After Rose and I release our progeny to the Delphris wilds, the three of us are going to time skip forward 10,000 years or so, and that we don't have to sit around twiddling our thumbs like assholes and waiting for our respective species to become sufficiently advanced. Even I'm not so much of a micromanager that I'd be able to keep myself entertained for millennia with only Delphris to play with. Nobody has the patience for that. Besides, we have other important shit to get to. Also, you'd probably die of old age. I'm about to die of boredom right now. So if you're finished monologuing and lecturing and generally being self-satisfied, uh, precocious shit, I'd be it'd be grand of you to drop your kid off at the dawn of civilization, fire up your bullshit machine, and launch us into the beginning of the new session lickety split. Lickety spit. It's lickety split. Yuck. Anyway, I'm pretty much done monologuing, but I've got a bit more lecturing and self-satisfied paprika prickety in me. So you're gonna have to sit tight for a bit longer. No, me. You can think of this as a roll up of my grand commencement speech and interrupt my triumphant exploratory flex sesh without taking some of the heat. Lest you forget, you've actually got a pretty important role to play in all this. Taking up the helm of the command terminal, guiding the direction Deltrian civilization slowly but surely towards the game. A role Rose tells me you've chosen to automate. Yep. What? It's a little disappointing is all. Rose and I put so much work into whipping up some zany, adorable, kind of fucked up little dudes. The least you could do is attempt to give a shit about how they turned out. Or is all that ringing about how worried you were that Rose and I were becoming big bad cosmic tyrants with no regard for the poor little mortals buffeted to and fro by the vicious movement of our design, just virtual signaling. Or worse, foreplay. Wow, pretty low, Terezi. I expected a lot better of you. That jockey but not really familial guilt trip moose shit maneuver might work on Rose. It doesn't, but it doesn't mean shit to me. It does. Not that I needed to bust it out on you. I knew you wouldn't just abandon the Deltritans to the cruel march of time or whatever scant preparations you imagined we gave them. You don't trust Rose or I to give them enough of a fuck about them. And wait, you don't trust Rose or I to give enough of a fuck about them. And despite your occasional protestations, you are, for the most part, too good of a person to just turn your back on them and let whatever happens happens. I trust that the automated suggestions you put in place and the conditional map that prompted them were thought through with an honest, touching amount of care considering your misgivings. There's no doubt in my mind that even if Rose and I hadn't already basically knocked this creationism shit out of the park, the sons and or daughters of Deltritus would make it to the game just fine, even for the barest phantom of your console. That's why I'm allowing you to do all this shit. I don't need your permission. Wrong. Oh, fuck you. And for the record, you're also wrong in your assertion that we don't care about them. We do. I do, at any rate. Yeah, your parental generosity knows no bounds. Anyone would be grateful to have a benevolent creator like you, one that'll ultimately ensure their entire planet is overly bombarded and their species all but driven extinct, save for a few lucky juveniles. That's just how this shit goes down for species Lucky enough to fucking matter, Terezi. Circle of Life, Hakuna Matata, Kisera Sera, and you know it. I don't know shit. Plato, nice. All this hate on philosophizing, yet here you are busting out the certified classics to counter my rhetoric. Uh, I don't know who Plato is, but if I don't know shit is the best thing he had to offer, he couldn't have been that worth studying. Plato was actually pretty badass, but straying from the point. Originally, the plan was to pop in every couple of hundred years to check in on the Deltrington race's progress and to give you a bit of time to guide them manually, which I maintain would have been pretty fun and would encourage you, probably fruitlessly, to consider giving it a go. But hey, you say you aren't feeling it? Fine, I can make concessions. I've got other agents in play, and as I've said, I know you aren't going to risk fucking your end of the workup. How can you be so sure? Maybe extended proximity to Stryland delusions of grandeur have driven me to the breaking point. Maybe I'm just laying low, earning your trust so I can completely ruin your plans for another session, doing all I can to turn Skya's attention elsewhere and disqualify this planet as candidate. Not only to protect the untold millions of future Deltrians you're planning to pulverize, but also for the satisfaction of shattering that stoic deadpan of yours. If just for one delicious moment. Must feel pretty good to imagine, huh? Well, you won't. I'm sure, Trezzy, because if you did, I just have to take you out of the picture and start again. Not that you value your own life that much right now, though you really should. But you and I both know you aren't here because I need you. You're here because you need me. You need this session to happen. You need a chance to fix the mistake you got in that wallet. Bring a hole in through your pocket. You made a lot of those, Trezzy. You know what? Besides being important, what we're doing here is a chance to rectify one of them, and you aren't going to let that chance slip away. I know what it's like to make hard choices for the people you care about, to run your brain raw thinking about how to make things right. I've been doing it my whole damn life. The choice you're presented with here is pretty fucking easy, and you're a very smart person, so I trust you to make the right decision. That's all. I don't really feel like pontifying at you anymore. Great. We're getting ready to kick this thing off. So all I have left to ask you is, do you think you've done everything you need to prepare the terminal? We're counting on you. He's counting on you. Yeah, everything's set up. I don't feel like being pontified at anymore either, so I'm leaving. Once you and Rose get done philosophizing each other, let me know so we can get this bullshit time skip over and done with. I'll be in my fucking chambers. These are shared chambers, but whatever. I don't really care about any of this. This I care about. I think I'll just end the recording there, honestly. Yeah, no, my throat's pretty fucked right now. And, oh my gosh. I do not know. I don't know if they've just stopped doing the chapters. All right. Yeah, no. The recording ends here.